In 1975, a young engineer at Kodak invented the world's first digital camera. His bosses looked at it and said 5 words that would destroy the company. Don't tell anyone about this. 27 years later, Kodak filed for bankruptcy. This is the true story of how the most powerful company in photography invented its own future, then chose to bury it. The year is 1888. A man named George Eastman has an obsession. Photography at the time is impossible for normal people. You need glass plates, dangerous chemicals, and a darkroom. Only professionals can take photos. Eastman has a different vision. He wants every American to be able to capture a memory. So he builds something nobody believes in, a small box, cheap, simple, with one button. He calls it Kodak. His slogan becomes legendary. You press the button, we do the rest. By 1900, Kodak controls 90% of the film market in America. By 1976, Kodak controls 90% of the film market in the world. They are not just a company. They are an empire. Every wedding photo, every birthday party, every vacation memory across the planet passes through their products. They print money. In 1975, a 24-year-old engineer named Steven Sasson is given a strange assignment. His manager hands him a small electronic chip and says, "See if you can do something with this." Sasson disappears into his lab for a year. What he builds will change the world. A box, 8 pounds heavy, the size of a toaster. It captures an image, converts it into electronic data, and stores it on a cassette tape. It takes 23 seconds to record one black and white photo. The world's first digital camera is born. Sasson walks into the boardroom. He shows the executives his invention. They are silent. Then one of them speaks. "That's cute, but don't tell anyone about it." They are terrified. Why? Because if photos go digital, you don't need film anymore, and film is 70% of Kodak's profits. Kodak makes a choice. They lock the technology in a vault. They tell Sasson to keep his mouth shut. They patent it just in case. And they go back to selling film. For 18 years, they sit on the most important invention in the history of imaging. Meanwhile, in Japan, a young company watches and learns. Sony, Canon, Nikon, they start building their own digital cameras. They are not held back by film profits. They have nothing to lose. By 1999, the digital camera market is exploding. Kodak finally panics. They release their own digital cameras, but it's too late. Their products are mediocre. The competition is years ahead. And then in 2007, something happens that changes everything. A man named Steve Jobs walks on stage and shows the world a phone with a camera built in. The year is 2008. Kodak stock has collapsed by 95%. They are losing $1 billion a year. They start firing thousands of employees. They sell off divisions. They beg banks for loans. In 2012, the company that once stood next to Coca-Cola and General Motors as the most powerful brands in America files for bankruptcy. Kodak stock, which once traded at $95 per share, is now worth 36 cents. 47,000 employees lose their jobs. Rochester, New York, with the city that Kodak built, empties out. A 132-year-old empire ended by the very technology they invented and refused to use. Kodak didn't fail because they didn't see the future. They saw it, they invented it, they held it in their hands. They failed because they were too in love with their present to embrace it. The most dangerous thing for a successful business isn't competition, it's success itself. When you make 70% of your profits from one product, every new idea looks like an attack on your bottom line. Kodak protected film, and film killed them. Today, Steven Sasson, the engineer who invented the digital camera, has been awarded the National Medal of Technology by the President of the United States, the same man whose invention his employer tried to bury. History remembered him. It forgot Kodak. If this story shocked you, subscribe for more. Every empire has a moment where it could have saved itself. Most of them didn't. Next week. Why Blockbuster refused to buy Netflix for $50 million, and how that single decision wiped out an entire industry. See you then.